A new article for Jurassic World Evolution 3 reveals 7 new dinosaurs to add to the list, answers which species won't have baby dinosaurs, and a lot of interesting behind-the-scenes information. Let's go through the article. The article describes the process of how Frontier makes a dinosaur, going through the design, animation, sounds, and behaviors. The design of the dinosaurs is based on paleontological evidence, but with a bit of the Jurassic franchise flair into the mix. The team looks at genuine fossils and fills in the gaps in the genome where necessary if the fossil evidence is lacking, as it usually is, for elements like skin texture and feathering, or when only partial bone fragments for a species have been found. They also write, "The team are always aware that we're creating dinosaurs for a game first and foremost, which allows us to take some liberties in the design in favor of offering the best experience to our players. The Jurassic World universe also gives us some much needed flexibility here as we refer to the depictions of dinosaurs across the franchise. In the case of the Psittacosaurus, this allowed the team to create something that is perhaps a little more colorful than we would have seen in real life, including 84 different color combinations. The number of color combinations mentioned here further suggests what we already suspected, which is that the skin system will work the same as it does in Jurassic World Evolution 2. What's different in Jurassic World Evolution 3, of course, are the babies and sexual dimorphism. Designing a dinosaur means making separate designs for the males, females, and juveniles. Now this is where the article gets really interesting with a huge reveal. The introduction of dimorphism and juveniles means that the team has created distinct and believable family units, with females, males, and juveniles, for all species in the game except hybrids, including returning species from previous games. Those two words in parentheses, except hybrids, reveals a lot. First off, obviously, it tells us only the hybrids won't have babies, which is a shame for the many people who I've seen comment that they specifically want to see a baby Indominus. But these two words alone also reveal 6 additional species to add to the roster. We've known for a while that of the 82 species in the base game at launch, only 75 can breed. We've been wondering which 7 species were excluded from this mechanic. Most people assumed this would be the hybrids. We have 7 hybrids, 7 species are excluded, 1 + 1 = obvious answer. Me, the contrarian, believed that these 7 species excluded from breeding could be a combination of the hybrids and some of the tiniest species like Compsognathus, with then not all hybrids being in the game at launch. Well, all hybrids will be in the game at launch, and they are the 7 that won't be able to breed. The Indominus Rex was already confirmed, we already knew about that, but this article confirms the return of the Indoraptor, the Scorpius Rex, the Spinoraptor, my beloveds, the Stegoceratops, the Sinoceratops, and the Ankylodocus. Let me know what you think about all 7 hybrids being in the game at launch and thus taking up 7 of the 82 available slots. Since we already knew about the Indominus, this is 6 new species to add to the list. But at the start of the video, I said 7. So what's the 7th species we can add to the list? Well, that's revealed later in the article. First, the article goes on to describe how modern-day animals inspired the sexual dimorphism for the dinosaur species, as for many species the fossil record doesn't include any examples of sexual dimorphism for Frontier to base their designs on. By the way, the article is very interesting. I've linked it below if you want to read it in full. If you don't like reading long articles and instead prefer video summaries like this, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the Jurassic World Evolution 3 news. Once the 3D model of the dinosaur is ready, it is time for the animators to do their magic. And here, too, modern-day animals are a huge source of inspiration. For juvenile Psittacosaurus, the animation team looked at baby rhinos and also used piglets as a reference for the first time. The chaotic clumsiness of these animals bringing a lot of personality to these juveniles. Then, an art to bringing dinosaurs to life that is often overlooked, literally because it is the sound design. And we get some examples of the sounds for the Psittacosaurus, which was revealed earlier this week. Creating new audio sources often requires ingenuity from our sound designers, including recording a squeaky shower screen, one of the team's new puppies, and a vuvuzela. One particularly dedicated sound designer even grew their beard out to a length that could be used as the audio source for a dinosaur scratching themselves. I love how with sound design they have to use creative sources like that, and I'm especially amused by the unlikely source of the sound of the taco's tail. Listen to this and guess what the source sounds are. Frontier writes, to construct the audio for the tail, the team combined the sounds made by dried spaghetti and porcupine tails in a washing up sponge, creating the dry, rustling sounds of the Psittacosaurus's quills. With the model, animations, and sounds ready, the dinosaur then needs to be brought to life. Every dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution 3 operates as part of a detailed simulation, and that means balancing a wide array of factors that all come together to create believable behaviors in diverse circumstances. Creating this dinosaur brain first requires narrowing down how particular dinosaurs should behave within the framework of the game. In Jurassic World Evolution 3, this is greatly expanded with the addition of new social needs and behaviors on top of these existing paleo needs from Jurassic World Evolution 2. This has enabled our team to create dinosaurs that not only require different social environments, but will also behave differently based on these environments. For example, some dinosaurs will stay close to their children, while others may be totally indifferent to their young. Male, female, and juvenile dinosaurs will all behave differently, so that's going to add a lot of variety and realism and complexity to the dinosaurs that we're seeing in our parks, to the herds and the packs. Blood-related parents and family members also behave differently to unrelated animals. This has been key to making dimorphism and the introduction of juveniles directly impact the gameplay experience, beyond the already expansive visual and audio differences. It really seems the dinosaurs will be much more complex in Jurassic World Evolution 3 compared to the previous game, and that makes sense because the introduction of family units introduces a whole new aspect to dinosaur behavior and interactions. And now for the sneaky reveal of the 7th species to add to the base game roster. Frontier writes, every time a new behavior or need is introduced, it has a knock-on impact to the wider simulation. This can sometimes result in unexpected behaviors, such as small dinosaurs like Compsognathus standing up to and chasing away a hungry Tyrannosaurus looking to make a meal of their juveniles. So we can add Compsognathus to the list, again along with the hybrids revealed earlier, making this the most up-to-date list. This video is a little late and probably also sounds a little different, and that's because I moved yesterday. I packed up all my stuff and I'm in a new place right now, and I'm still unpacking and getting settled and getting the settings of certain things right. So yeah, apologies if this video sounds a little differently, but I appreciate you watching and I hope that you return for future news coverage. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, stay tuned for more.